Hey folks, it's Steve. How are you? It is Saturday at 5:46 p.m. Eastern. Thank you for joining me for this live stream. I wanted to talk to you because I have not been able to stream nearly as much as I would have liked to since I came back to Boston. It is Saturday. I got back here. When did I fly? Tuesday night. Tuesday night I got back here. And I just apologize. It drives me crazy when I cannot stream and cover news as much as I want to. So I wanted to explain to you why I've been so busy and why I'm so busy on this trip to Boston. So it bothers me, and also bothers me because I know people like donate to support the network, and they support us on Patreon, and they also, people want to watch the news streams, and so I apologize just that I haven't gotten on the air nearly as much as I would have liked. I just haven't had time to. So again, I want to just take a little stream and explain why this trip is so busy. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. This is not me. I'm not on the beach, believe me. And hey, thanks guys for joining the stream, and thanks to our mods. We got Denny James, Upstate Dad, Michael B, Heavy Metal Kitten, and Contow Creek. And I've set the latency to low, so I can for this stream I should be able to see your comments faster than I normally do. So let's talk about what's been going on in Boston. So again, I haven't been able to stream nearly as much as I would have. So let me just go through and explain why this is. Now, I came back on Tuesday night, and Wednesday and Thursday I had this event. It's not a reunion per se, but on Wednesday and Thursday I had this college-related event where I was on this humor magazine in college called the Harvard Lampoon, and they periodically have an event where a bunch of graduates from the magazine come back into town, and so that was going on. And I'll explain a little. Let me explain a little more of it to make it a little more clear. So the Lampoon elects new members every year, and one thing that's really cool about the Lampoon is that there's a real connection between the graduates and the undergraduates. So when I tried out for this humor magazine, and then I got onto the humor magazine, I got to meet all of these older graduates who had come back to visit, which I think is really cool. And so since my family's in Boston, it's not if I'm in town when they're doing this annual thing, when the newer members get there and graduates come back, I like to go by. I mean, it's fun for me to go by, but I also think, given that graduates did it when I was there, I like to go by and help out by being part of the graduate presence at this when the new members are there and the new members are just getting on the magazine. So it's important to me to do that. And so I happened to be back there. I came back on Tuesday night, and so Wednesday and Thursday evenings I was there for several hours, which is really fun. And again, I want to do it. It just I'm there for a number of hours on Wednesday and Thursday, and I'm trying to see family at the same time. So it really restricted what I could do Wednesday and Thursday. And then I'm there late, and then I have to sleep late and all of that. So that's just Wednesday and Thursday. That was just Wednesday and Thursday. But that's my explanation for that. But there's my family is all in Boston, so that's done. But my family is all in Boston. My parents are in Boston. I have two siblings in Boston. They have children, and this is really when I get to see everybody. When I come back to Boston, I can make one trip and see everybody, and I don't get to see them when I'm in Atlanta. But an extra thing that's happening, which ends up taking up more of my time, is my dad is having some health issues. I won't get too specific, but my dad is having some health issues. And between the last time I came back to Boston, which I think was in July or August, and now, my dad has had to go into a care facility. So he's no longer at home. He's no longer where my mother is. And so I want to visit my dad, obviously, but before I could see my dad and my mother at the same time because we're all staying at the same place. Now I'm trying to go and visit my dad when I can, and I was just there a bunch of today visiting him at the care facility. But it's just so. So I'm going to try to see my dad as much as possible, obviously. I want to hang out with my mom as well. And I usually try to have dinner with her every night. I would traditionally do that with my folks every night. That's like our thing, is when I'm home, we go out for dinner every night. But my dad can't come right now, sadly, because he's in the care facility. Maybe one day he'll get better and he can. I was there for a couple hours visiting my dad. I'm going to be going out with my mom tonight for dinner. And I'm also trying to see as much as possible both of my siblings and their families. So if you just add up all of the different times, and I love seeing them and I want to see them as much as possible. But at the same time, I don't want the channel to grind to a halt. So I'm really trying to just fit broadcasts in between seeing everybody. And look, if there's some giant news event that happens, if I'm visiting my dad and there's a big news event that happens, I can always leave and go back. I mean, it's not a big deal. So while I've been back, I don't think we haven't missed anything giant yet, but there's plenty of streams. If I was around this afternoon, I would have definitely have covered the Harvard-Yale game protest they did on the field. I would have done a stream about that. I probably would have done a stream on the whole thing with the Secretary of the Navy threatening to resign over this, and we still might do a stream on that, I'm not sure, over this whole well, there's a whole core. There was a question of whether President Trump was going to intervene and a Navy SEAL possibly getting thrown out of the Navy SEALs. But these are things I would cover, and it normally wouldn't be an issue. It's just I have been so busy, and I'm kind of getting sick because I haven't had time to sleep enough. So it's just crazy. So I do apologize for not being on the air as much as I would be. And then on top of all of this, this week we have Thanksgiving on Thursday, which is like we always have a big family Thanksgiving. It's one of the coolest things about my family is that we've had this Thanksgiving thing every year where I think we have like 40 or more people. We've been doing it since I was a little kid. Different people have hosted it, but we've always done it extended family, 40, 50 people. It's really cool. So I'll be there on Thursday. And then on Friday, I have a high school reunion on Friday that I have to go to, which I want to go to. It's once every 5 years. And so it's just like, everything, it's all these different things at once on this trip, and it's just like craziness. So I can't get on the air nearly as much as I'd like, and I just apologize. And I want to let you know I'm not lazing around, and I'm not just kind of hanging out. And I love giving you the news as much as possible. It drives me crazy not to be on the air that much, but I'm just getting on the air as much as I can. But it's just there's been so much going on. And it's even busier than I thought it would be. So I apologize. I'm going to be here until the beginning of next week. No, so next week is Thanksgiving week. So the following Monday is when I'm going back. So again, I wanted to apologize about that and just explain to you what's going on. Let me read some comments, by the way. So that's what's been happening. Let's see here. Budget Girl says take vacation time. Well, this isn't even vacation time. I mean, I love seeing my family and catching up, but it's not, it's not vacation. Look, I really hate, I've said this on I think on the Lookner streams before. It's important to me to be able to work out with somewhat regularly. I love to get on the treadmill and go for a run. If I don't for too long, it kind of drives me crazy. It's a nice mental break to do that. And normally I try to do that almost every day. When I'm back in Boston, it's a struggle to do that. And sometimes I have to do it late at night, and that just adds to everything. So, Sheetza says, why don't you just live in Boston? Well, a big reason is, one big reason, there's several, but one big reason is I really hate the cold weather. It drives me crazy. It's even too cold for me in Atlanta. I have thought about moving somewhere warmer than Atlanta. I'm still thinking about doing it, but it makes me a miserable person, and I feel sicker when I'm in the cold, and so that's one of the reasons. There's other reasons, but that is an important one. I just cannot stand the cold. It drives me crazy. The Atlanta winter drives me crazy. Believe me, I know that might sound strange to you, but it just I am much happier when it's warm out and not cold out. So that's an important reason. Tony Nagy says Boston winter sucks, and it's long too. It's really long. Sheetza says I understand. Let's see here. Yeah, Sharon says come to Florida. Florida is somewhere I've thought of and I'm still thinking of. I think I'm gonna do a whole different at some point on the Lookner channel. I'm going to do a stream talking about possibly moving somewhere, because it's a whole thing and it's something I think about all the time, and I spend way too much time like looking up possible places to move to. The problem is I have all these different requirements, and one thing that makes it difficult is I need a really good internet connection. I need like fiber internet, and that restricts. If I didn't need that, it would be a lot easier because I could just pick a place. But I have to know a place has like fiber quality internet before I can move there, and it restricts where I can move, and so that's an issue. But there's all these different things. But that's like a whole other stream. I'm going to do that stream. I don't know if I'll get to it this week, but I want to do that stream soon and talk about it. But yeah, Florida would be one of the places I would consider moving. And believe me, I'm actively considering it. But it's just I'm just a happier person when I'm in warm weather. It just drives me crazy. Let's see here. And you know, the problem is just it's certain even towns where they might have fiber internet, they don't have it everywhere, and you got to figure out which building has it. So, you know, so that's something I'm looking into. Anyways, I'll take a few more comments. So again, just to summarize for those joining the stream, what I've been talking about is why I've been so busy during this trip. And as I mentioned, I had like a sort of college reunion type of thing. You can rewind the stream and hear about it in more detail earlier. The first 2 days I was here, first 2 nights I was here, and then I have a lot of family stuff. And as I mentioned before, my dad is, unfortunately, his health has not been good lately, and he's in a care facility. And hopefully he can improve enough so that he can get out of there. But while he's there, I have to, I make time during the day to go see him. But that's, then I also want to hang out with my mom too. And I have 2 siblings here and their kids. And I've been back here, I've been so busy, I've been back here since Tuesday night, and I still haven't seen one of my siblings' kids. My nephew and nieces, I still haven't gotten to see them yet. So that's how busy as I've been. And so it's just, I want to let you know, I apologize I haven't been on the air, and let you know what's going on. Jessica McBride says, I'm happier in the warm weather too, but I've lived in Florida pretty much my entire life. I also wanted to give you a quick update on something else regarding the Lookner channel, which is I am still waiting for YouTube to activate live streaming from my phone. I still am unable to live stream with my phone, and I am anxiously awaiting for that, because once I can live stream from my phone, I can do things outside the studio. I don't love sitting in front of this green screen, but right now I am tied to streaming from my computer, because you need 1,000 subscribers for them to activate live mobile streaming. We've had 1,000 subscribers for several days, but I think maybe it takes a little bit before they activate it. I have been in touch with YouTube. They are looking into it as to why it's not activated on my phone yet. But as soon as it's activated, I can get out of the studio. I can stream in a room. I can stream outside at a location. So I'd like to do that, and I'm looking forward to do that, but it's not activated yet. So I apologize that I have to be in front of the green screen again, because I'd prefer to do more. Part of the reason of creating the second channel was to get out of the studio, but it has not been activated yet. So that's an update on that. Thank you, S. Mary Demner, for your kind wishes to my dad. Yeah, and it stinks. I mean, I'm very, believe me, I have a lot of friends whose one or both of their parents are not around. So I'm incredibly grateful to have my parents still around. But yeah, it's a bummer my dad isn't doing well. But I got to see him today, which is great, and it's a big reason why I come back. The reason I come back is to see all my family. So I'm gonna try to get to see him as much as possible. But it is what it is. So, but I appreciate your good wishes. Thank you everybody wishing kind wishes. The mate says, hope he improves. Mine didn't recently. I'm sorry to hear that, the mate. And thanks, Jersey Boy, for your kind wishes. Let's see here. Amy Ishikawa says, can't you do the live stream on Agenda Free channel? Well, I can do a live stream from my phone on Agenda Free TV, but I don't want to do that unless it's something that the channel would normally do. I mean, people subscribe to Agenda Free TV for news coverage. So if I start doing live streams on Agenda Free TV and people, go to the broadcast and they see me walking around somewhere and it has nothing to do with news, they might be like, well, I didn't sign up for this. So, Agenda Free TV is a certain channel with certain expectations of the subscribers when they sign up. So I don't want to do anything on Agenda Free TV that doesn't really fit with what people's expectations are and why they subscribe. That's why, a big reason I have the second channel, so I can do different kinds of programming. Let's see. Thanks, Edna Arthur, for your kind wishes. If there were, Corey Reason says, unless there was news down the street. If there's some big news event and I happen to be physically there, I can live stream from my phone on Agenda Free TV, and I would do that. It's never happened, though. Psygnostic says, this is a question I get a lot. Have you considered other hosts on Agenda Free TV? Look, I'd love to do it at some point. Even if I could find someone who had the time to do it and the interest in doing it and had a technical setup to do it, I would have to train that person. It's like, it's so complex to find somebody and train somebody. I can't pay them. I don't have extra money to pay them. So it's just, maybe one day we will have somebody else helping out on Agenda Free TV as a host, but I can't do that right now. Let's see here. Oh, now somebody just sent me a message about volunteering to mod in the Lookner channel. I need to talk about. That's another update. So I need to figure out. I just haven't had time. We have a system on the Agenda Free TV where if you want a mod, you contact the mods, and they have this. They look into people and they have a tryout thing, and they're the ones in charge of approving new moderators. So we're going to set up something like that for the Lookner channel. I just haven't gotten to it yet. So thank you for messaging about that. I will. It'll remind me to figure out what's going on with that. I'll talk to the mods about it. It's just I have to figure it out. Okay, let's see here. Jessica says, we are all reporters in the field. When something happens in our area, we could call in and give updates, perhaps. Well, if I'm ever on the air covering something, we have had cases where I've been on the air covering something on Agenda Free TV, and people in the area have sent in photos or sent in videos or even called in. We had a stream about something that went on in another country, an earthquake in some other country. I can't remember where. I think it was South America somewhere, and somebody actually called in from the country on the phone, and we talked to them. So yeah, you're always welcome. If you're located somewhere where we're covering news, you're always welcome to contact me during the broadcast. And in terms also, let me give you an update while I'm here about some other about the channel, monetization for the channel. So for this channel to get monetized, which means the donate button comes up on YouTube and the super stickers, and I can make ad revenue from it. For that to happen, we have the required number of subscribers. You need 4,000 watch hours. I think as of today, we're about 2,100 watch hours. So we're getting there, and eventually I'll keep doing streams and hopefully a few more streams, and we'll get the watch hours to get that done, because obviously that would be good for the channel. So I'm working on that, but hopefully soon that gets done. Let's see here. Oh, now Ignorant Pleb is suggesting like Streamlabs. People have suggested that to me before, but I don't need to do it right now. I will be monetized soon enough on YouTube, so I just want to keep it. I just want to keep it on YouTube. It's just simpler that way, and soon we'll be monetized, so I won't have to worry about that. So it's simpler for me to keep it like that right now, so I'm going to, I've looked into Streamlabs before. I appreciate the suggestion, but for right now, this is simplest. I'm fine going a little while without monetization to eventually get it on YouTube. And I can't use Streamlabs for agenda-free TV because I do things like it just won't work technically with the way I do the broadcasts. And so I'd rather just keep it consistent on both channels, how I'm doing the streams. Sharon61 Sunshine says, so hopefully this will be the fun channel. Yeah, we'll do all kinds of stuff. I mean, I really want them to activate the live phone mobile streaming. At some point they will. I've met the requirements, because that will allow me to do different things. The intention for this channel is not just to sit in front of a green screen and talk to you, although there's certain times when I will be talking about agenda-free TV, and this is one of these times. And I want to be able to do that, but I just think it's kind of boring to sit in front of a green screen. So there's all kinds of stuff I'd like to try out, but that will open up once I can stream from my phone. Okay, let's see here. I'm checking out some other comments. I'm going back. Yeah. Oh, I also got to check my Twitter account as well, because I know sometimes people write there. All right, and again, my visit to Boston will be until the beginning, not Monday. I think it's a week from Mondays. I'm staying till after Thanksgiving, so I'll be back in Atlanta after that. All right. What else did I want to discuss on this stream? Yeah, it's not. I don't think it'll be that. It wasn't. That was the basic thing I wanted to talk about, is why I've been so busy. S. Mary Demner says dog is quiet this evening. And I still want to do the stream where people get to meet the dog, but I'm gonna wait. I'm waiting for them to activate my mobile streaming. Just Ellie says you should do an ask me anything on this channel. Maybe I will at some point. I'd like to do that as well. Sure. Oh, by the way, hang on one second here. I might have to do something really quick. Give me one sec, guys. I think I have to. Kimberly is in our chat room, and she's one of our moderators on Facebook, and she had asked to be a moderator on this channel. I don't think I ever enabled her. So thank you, Kimberly, for I've just enabled you as a moderator. Thank you. Clearly Clever says, hey, just got here, everyone. What's going on? You can rewind the video. I explained why I've been so busy, and I'm going to be so busy during this trip, and I haven't been able to get on as much as I would like. Oh, Amberlicious as well. I'm sorry. Yeah, so the way we did the moderators is I basically said to moderators who are already moderating for Agenda Free TV, if you want to moderate on this channel, and you're free to do it, and a bunch of them said yes very kindly. Anybody else who's interested in moderating who's not a current moderator at Agenda Free TV, you can email me, but I need to figure out how we're handling that. It's just I haven't even figured it out yet. Michael B. said, take time with family. Let's see here. I don't know if Michael wants... Yeah, Michael sent me a private email, but thank you, Michael. I got your email, and I appreciate it. Thank you, Michael. I will check it out after the broadcast. So what I'm going to do tonight is I am going to go to dinner. After this stream, I'm going to have dinner with my mom, which we always do. And then after that, I'll see where we're at with new stuff, and I'll probably do a stream when we come back from dinner, depending on what the news is. So we'll do something or other. Oh, and another thing I wanted to do is they're having elections in Hong Kong for like district councils, and that's a weird timing because the polls close on Sunday night Hong Kong time, which is like Sunday morning our time. And then they'll be counting the ballots. So probably tomorrow sometime I'll do a stream about the Hong Kong elections. And let me repeat, even though I'm super busy during this trip back, if there's some, even if I'm at a family thing, if there's some huge story, I can always pull off and do a stream on it. Industrial Crow says, where are you going to dinner? I think tonight, one of the kinds of food I love in Boston is Chinese food. I grew up eating Boston Chinese food. There are only certain cities with good Chinese food, and I try to eat it a lot when I come back because I don't get it in. Certainly, the Chinese food is not particularly good in Atlanta that I've had, and I love Boston Chinese food. So I think we might get some Chinese food tonight. Timothy says, is there expected to be unrest during the Hong Kong election? It's not clear. So Hong Kong's having these local elections for district councils, and the district councils don't really have much power or anything, but it's seen as, but what's happening is because of all the protests there, it's seen as maybe a lot of people who support the protesters will vote in the local district council elections to make a statement against Beijing. So it's seen as like more of a symbolically important election that maybe has a lot more interest this time than it has in past times. George K says we have an awesome Chinatown in Boston. Miral says, why hasn't Trump signed the Hong Kong bill yet? He hasn't decided whether he's going to sign it. Jennifer Madison says, I hope your phone is active soon to video outside. Yes, I hope so too. Blue Lease wants me to come to Vancouver. Yeah, I have never been to Vancouver. I've never been to Toronto. There's a lot of Canadian cities. I've only been to Montreal. So there's a lot of places I would like to go. Cheryl Simpson says, my mom died in 96. My first stepmom died in 97 of lung cancer. Last stepmom had breast cancer, died in 2017. Enjoy your visit with your mom and your family. Thank you, Cheryl. Sorry to hear about all that, and thank you, Cheryl. Clearly Clever says, is it freezing here in Boston? It feels freezing to me. The temperature outside is probably like, it's 39. As I mentioned, I feel like I'm kind of getting sick here. Also, even when I'm in Atlanta, basically Atlanta, like, this time of year, Atlanta can be like in the 40s and 50s, and I'm basically cold nonstop from like November to March. in Atlanta. That's why I'm considering moving. We will. It's a whole big topic. I'm going to do a stream on the Lookner channel at some point about my whole thing about moving and where I would move to and how much time I spend thinking about it. It's very complex, and I spend lots of time thinking about it. So we will do a stream about that. It's this whole stream. The Squad Plus One says China has the best Chinese, nothing like American Chinese food. I'd love to visit there sometime and have it. I think I can't visit China, by the way. I think I'm unable to visit China because we've done streams on China. We've covered the Hong Kong protests. And if I visit China at any time in the rest of my life, I feel like there's some small chance that I'm sure there's people in China whose job is to watch all kinds of news broadcasts, whether they're by big companies or small independent people. And I'm sure there's somebody in China whose job is to watch Hong Kong coverage, and I'm on some list there of people who've done Hong Kong protest coverage. And I honestly don't think I would visit China just because I think there'd be like some small but non-negligible risk that they would arrest me and I'd never come back. I'm not kidding you. At this point, I would not be. I'd love to visit there. I'd love to. I just don't. I feel like it's too much of a risk. Jessica McBride says, yeah, I wouldn't take a chance on this. Fennelly says, might not be the best visit to take. I actually, I don't think I'd visit Hong Kong either for the same reason. I was in Taiwan several years ago. That was great. Blue Leaf says, don't go. I agree with you. Molotov says, don't go. Seize the Day says, start from the start. I'm just getting here. No. I'm not. If you want to watch the start, you can go back and watch it. Cage says, China is beautiful. The people are wonderful. Yeah, I'd love to go there and meet people. I just, it's a non-negligible risk. Robin Cherry says, probably not worth the risk. Oh, Idaho Star says, I'm a Twitch mod and messaged you about modding here. Yes, I have to read the message. I'll get caught up on my messages. I assume you messaged me on Twitter, Idaho Star, so I'll look into it. Thank you. I'll get to it. Idaho Star, if I don't get back to you, message me again because I'm like behind on everything. Let's see. Mass Wolf says, will you do a discussion on COPPA? People keep messaging me about that. Yeah, so look, the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, what it does is if you make videos on YouTube, if you make videos for kids, they basically, I believe it's like they don't run targeted ads on your broadcast anymore if you make videos for kids. But I don't make videos for kids. So it doesn't really affect me. You can see here, YouTube creators worried over and confused over new kid video COPPA rules potential fines. YouTube starting this month is requiring all creators, regardless of location and whether or not they produce content intended for children, to designate whether their videos are made for kids. And many of the YouTubers are concerned their new rules will hurt their monetization or even expose them to fines if their content is mislabeled. The law prohibits internet companies from collecting data from kids 13 and under, and YouTube was accused of violating that law. Creators are subject to potential fines if you mislabel your broadcast. But I'm not doing videos for kids. So but I guess there's a worry that somebody might not be doing a video for kids, but it gets mislabeled as such, and then they get fined or something. I think the people it really affects the most are people who might have been doing videos that are directed toward kids, and now they can't run targeted ads on their videos. Yeah, see, YouTube videos designated for kids will no longer be able to include targeted advertising. In addition, a whole slew of other features that depend on user data will be disabled, including comments, channel branding watermarks, the donate button, cards and end screens, live chat and no donation. Look at that, all that stuff. live chat donations, notifications, and save to playlist or watch later features. So if you make videos for kids on YouTube, all this stuff is now disabled for you. But that's, I mean, we don't make videos for kids. It'll affect channels like the Ryan channel. Who's the Ryan? I don't know if you know this. Ryan's Toy Review is like the biggest channel in the world. It's one of them. Ryan's Family Review. No, Ryan's World. There's a bunch. Is it Ryan's World? Ryan's World has 22 million subscribers. It's him doing toy reviews. It's this kid doing toy reviews with his family. If you didn't know this, this channel has 22 million subscribers. So I would think it would affect them if they run ads. Maybe they don't run ads on there. I'm guessing they make a lot of money probably off of toy companies who pay to have their toys on the channel. Oh. Hold on, I have to close the door. I swear my nephew watches that channel religiously. Yeah, so there's all these, there's this whole world of toy review channels, which are huge, and I assume that those, if you get advertising on it, those channels will be affected because it won't just, as I mentioned in this article, it's interesting, I didn't even realize all of this. Channels with videos directed to kids not only won't have targeted advertising, they won't have comments, channel branding watermarks, the donate button, cards and end screens, no live chat donations, no notifications for channels that have their videos directed towards kids. How about that? No notifications. Also, the kid, I didn't realize this actually. The kid video designation will apparently make videos unsearchable. On Thursday, Parry Grip, a daytime Emmy-winning songwriter whose long-running YouTube channel features songs about food and animals, noticed that videos marked in YouTube for kids don't show up in a Google search. So, yeah, it's a big deal for creators who are making videos directed towards kids. I need to read some more about that. Yeah, I didn't even realize it was all that stuff. I thought it was just like the advertising thing. I got to read some more about that now. Maybe we'll do a stream on it at some point. Kids 13 and under is what the videos are. Now, I don't know all the specifics about when is your video considered directed at kids 13 and under. I'm sure there's like legal language about it. All right, and hey, and just a reminder, the first part of this live stream we did was and the purpose for this live stream was to explain to you why I've been so busy and haven't been able to stream more while I've been back here. So you can go watch that if you want. You can rewind the video and watch that. Let's see here. So I'll take a few more comments here, but I'm going to, as I mentioned, I'm going to go out to dinner with my mother, and then I'll do a stream tonight after I get back from dinner, probably on Agenda Free TV. Cage says a lot of gaming channels, vloggers, and music videos will get that treatment because they're made for kids. Yeah, I got to read some more about this. I mean, they have an article on Google about it. Just says, upcoming changes to kids' content on YouTube.com. You're required to tell us if your content is made for kids. Content is made for kids has an emphasis on children or children's characters, popular children's programming or animated characters, play acting or stories using children's toys, child protagonists engaging in calming natural play patterns, popular children's songs or poems. We will stop serving personalized ads on content that is made for kids. Some features will no longer be available on content made for kids, like comments. Viewers will have minimum engagement options with made-for-kids content on YouTube. But it says nothing about like the search function, but maybe they're doing that too. Yeah, I don't know about like video game, are gaming channels directed at kids under 13? I don't know how that works. It's a good question. Well, I'll have to look into that more. All right, let's see. And Cat Lover said, why is YouTube doing that? Because there was some legal settlement. It says the change is the result of YouTube's $170 million settlement, $170 million settlement with the FTC and the New York Attorney General for alleged violations of the U.S. Children's Online Privacy Protection Act. The law prohibits internet companies from collecting data from kids 13 and under, and YouTube was accused of violating that law. That's why they're making the changes. Judy Socket says, ask for no MSG. No, I will not. All right, guys. Well, I'll take a couple more comments and I'm gonna wrap up this stream. But to repeat, this channel, I'm going to be doing more stuff on this channel. I'm really waiting for them to activate the mobile streaming on YouTube, which is supposed to happen anytime because I have the required number of subscribers, and that will allow me to go outside the studio and do different kinds of broadcasts. So I am planning on doing a lot more different kinds of content on this channel. As I mentioned, I'm quite busy, for the next week or so, just being back in Boston, all the family stuff I talked about and other stuff. You can go back to the start of the broadcast and watch that if you want to get the full explanation. But when I get back to Atlanta, and hopefully this is enabled by then, my plan is to start, just experimenting with different kinds of content on this channel. So bear with me at the start of it. Now I'm still doing all the new stuff on Agenda Free TV. All right, so yeah, I'm going to wrap up this stream now. That's what I'm going to do. And I'll be on the air later with Agenda Free TV stuff tonight. Oh, and I also saw, C Cat Lover says, what will you order? I also, one of the places we go to has some sushi there too. I might get some sushi with the Chinese food. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Hey, Me the Bat says, have a great dinner and tell your mom we all say hello. I will do that. Thanks for wishing me have a good dinner. Clearly Clever and Pam Turner and Idaho Star. And Cheryl Simpson and Barbara Marie. Barbara says, you're blessed to have your parents. Yes, I am. I agree with you. And just trying to see people as much as possible. Hey, thanks Molotov. And thanks the squad. Hey, thanks all the moderators too. Garth Russell, Amber Licious, Michael B. Rubin, Elizabeth, Kimberly Peterson. I know Erstazi was there before. Keisha Fowler, Bridget. Kate says, your fortune, you will eat great Chinese food. Thanks Arthur Cotman. And thanks Mass Wolf and Molotov and Hayden Animations. Thank you. Thanks Dan Patch Videos. Thanks Jessica McBride. Thanks Monkey Puppet. Yeah, one thing Boston does really well, they do Chinese food and pizza and subs really well. And like the local Chinese food and pizza places in Boston are like better than like any Chinese food and pizza. In a lot of cities around the country, they don't have a single Chinese food or pizza place that's as good as just your average local place in Boston, unfortunately. Trump Sword says, I just tuned in and discovered this channel. Everything okay. Trump Sword, watch the video called An Announcement on Agenda Free TV. I explain the whole thing there. The video you need to watch, Trump Sword. If you don't get what this channel is, go watch this video called An Announcement on Agenda Free TV. An announcement. That's the one to watch. That explains what this channel is, what we're going to be doing here. Hey, thanks, Green-Eyed Lady. Thanks, Cindy Guillen. Amy Ear says they call the subs grinders. In Boston, they call them subs. Son of Adam says, I was promised lots of cursing. When I start doing streams outside the studio and some other different kinds of streams, we will have more cursing. Timothy Clever, I've never been to Japan. It's one of the places I most want to go. Hey, thanks, Zero Cool. Timothy Clever says, it just sucks. Sushi is so expensive. I agree. I would eat sushi more. I would eat sushi way more if it didn't cost so much. I might have sushi like 5 times a week if it didn't cost so much. I'm serious. It's just because when I eat a meal, the way my eating is, I like to have like a big lunch where I eat lots of food. And so to eat enough sushi would be so expensive for me at the average meal. If I had tons of money, one basic life change I would make is I would eat sushi a lot more. Pivik says sushi is cheap when you make it yourself. Yeah, but then I have to go buy the stuff and know when I want it and all that, and it's just my schedule is so uncertain. All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap this up. Hey, guys, thanks for joining on the stream. I appreciate you being here for this stream, and thanks for watching the new channel. And again, I will be doing plenty more types of content with the new channel. And if you missed the start of the stream, I explained why I've been so busy in Boston and why I'm so busy during this trip. And I apologize I haven't been able to get on the air more, but I'm going to definitely stream after dinner tonight, something on Agenda Free TV. And I am around and I'm on call, and I'll be doing my best to get as much news as possible on the air. If there's a big story, I'll stop whatever I'm doing and come on the air. So I apologize that I've not been able to get on more during this trip, but I'll do my best, and I'll do some Agenda Free TV stuff tonight. So yeah. All right, guys. Hey, thanks for joining the stream. And thanks, Industrial Crow, for saying enjoy dinner. And Spirit with Soul and everybody else saying thanks, and all of our moderators. And all right, I'm wrapping this up, guys. Hey, I'm going to have dinner with my mom, and I'll see you soon later tonight with more stuff. And I'll see you hopefully on Agenda Free TV tonight when I stream. All right, hey, thanks, guys, for saying thanks and your kind wishes. And I'll see you later on.